Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Good evening, online. Good evening. Okay. So, what did we discuss in our last class? CloudWatch. So, let's have a quick shootout. So, in CloudWatch is all about mainly three things. What are those? Alarms, events, and logs. So, do you know what are those alarms? Right? And then we can create an alarm and then give a threshold value based on the metrics. So what are the host level metrics? CPU, network, disk, and status check. So these are the host level metrics. So memory will come under host level metric or custom metric? Custom metric. So alarm can also take some actions. So alarm can reboot, alarm can terminate, alarm can recover, right? And alarm has three states. What are those? In alarm, okay, and insufficient. And then we discuss about events, right? So examples like whenever someone stop the EC2 instance, automatically receive a notification. If someone terminate, automatically receive a notification. And if you want to start and stop EC2 instances exactly on particular time, also we can use the scheduler in event rule in event bridge, and then target is Lambda. Remember? And then we have discussed about logs. So in EC2 instance, what is the thing that we need to install? For CloudWatch logs, what do we need to install inside EC2 instance? Agent. What agent is that? CloudWatch agent. What agent? CloudWatch agent. And then we need to configure something, and inside whatever the logs we have, everything will be pushed to the CloudWatch logs. And then we discuss some small things, metrics, namespaces, right? And canaries, all these things. Okay now? So what we're going to do today is practicals on CloudWatch. Let's see how to create an alarms, how to create events, how to set up logs, including Lambda. Okay. So let me share my screen. Online, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do, we need to create an alarms. There are two ways that you can create alarms. And remember, yesterday we discussed composite alarms also. So we can create two ways alarms, alarm in two ways. The alarm you can create from EC2 console also, and alarm you can create from CloudWatch console also. So first, should I show you how to create alarm from EC2? So let's go to EC2 and launch one sample EC2 instance. So let's launch an EC2 instance. Okay. Call it as maybe server one. Browse. Retire. Red Hat. T2 micro. Write the TPM bash. Edit it. Put it in 1A. Select existing group. Default. That's it. And I'm launching 2 machines. Okay. Launch. And the other one, I call it as server 2. Okay. So I have launched 2 EC2 instances. Do you see here status and alarms? Here also, if you want to create an alarm for you can create an alarm here. I told you, you can create alarms for CPU, network, disk, and status check. Status check alarms can be created over here. But first I'll show you. Do you see if you select one EC2 instance, do you see here alarm status? Do we have any alarms here? No. And you have the plus symbol here. So if you click on plus symbol, you can create alarm for this EC2 instance. For every EC2 instance, you need to create a separate alarms. Okay. So assume now I have the server 1. And by the way, if you click on monitoring, you see the CPU utilization. Just now we have launched. For that reason, you don't see any data. So what is the default monitoring type? Basic monitoring. Every 5 minutes. If you go here and you get every 5 minutes interval points. And you can see every 5 minutes or every 1 second, but don't do it. 5 minutes is fine, because if you go less than 5 minutes, you can see the average, minimum, maximum of CPU utilizations, and you can see every 3 hours, every 12 hours, in which time zone that you want to see, and you can refresh it. Everything you can see it from here. As I said, how many host level metrics are there? 4 only. So what are those? CPU, network, disk, status check. So if you come, I told you CloudWatch will monitor by default only these 4 metrics. Yes or no? So do you see here? CPU, network in, network out, network packets, network related thing, disk related thing, and then the status check that I have showed you here before. So we have only those metrics. You can monitor by default only those metrics. Okay. So 99% people will go for which metric? CPU utilization only. So when do you use this monitoring? Let's say, for example, if you have the machines running, and if a customer says that, hey, machine is very slow. So what is the first thing that you will check? CPU utilization. If the CPU utilization is going greater than 95% all the time, so what does it mean? Because it doesn't have much enough CPU. So what you need to do, you need to change the instance type, right? And you have an EC2 instance where you have given 8 GB RAM. But when you check the CPU utilization, since 2 weeks, the CPU utilization is not going more than 5%. So do you need that 8 GB? Scale down. So this is one of the cost optimization technique. So you check here you check the CPU utilizations for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and make sure that you will get to know, right, how much the CPU utilization is based on that scale up or based on that scale down. Okay, so this is a monitoring here. Okay, so I'll take the server 1 here, and let's take a scenario. Can you tell me what would be the CPU utilization here? Less or more? Less, no, obviously, because no one is using. So let me take a example here. If the CPU utilization is less than 10% or less than 5% or less than 10%, what should we do? Should we stop? I told you alarms can also take an action, right? So let's create a CPU utilization. If the CPU utilization is less than 10%, we need to get a notification, and automatically the machine should be stopped. Should we take this real time and then create an alarm? How to create an alarm? Click on this plus symbol. Click it. Create an alarm, edit an alarm. Create. And so this is a notification. So did you create a topic in auto scaling? Huh? Topic you created? No. So select the topic. Which topic? 5:30 p.m. best topic. So you want, and do you see alarm actions? What you want to do? You want to, I told you, recover, reboot, stop, terminate. So what do you want to do? Stop. And here you have threshold values. So you want average, minimum, maximum. Which one you need to take? Minimum. Very good. Minimum of, you want CPU or disk or network or status checker. CPU. Here, which one? Less than. Less than mean which one here? One, first, second, third, fourth. Less than, equal to. Which one? 1, 2. Yeah. Less than or equal to. How much percentage? 10 percentage. Guys, is it mandatory that I need to give 10%? Based on a requirement, you can give it. Okay, but I'm just giving a one sample scenario. So if it's less than 10%, in 5 minutes, if it is less than 10%, one time also you'll get it, this alarm will execute. Right? And then what is the name of the alarm? Give the name. I call it as low CPU utilization. And then what we did, we stop. That's it. And create. Everyone understand how to create an alarm? Click on create. And select that. View alarms. So what is the status here? Insufficient. That meaning just now we created. So it will take time to retrieve the data or not? At least few minutes, right? 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. For that moment, for that reason, we have the state insufficient. I told you there are 3 states. Number 1, in alarm, okay, insufficient. So this is insufficient data. That meaning the machine is not up and running yet. Machine is running, but it will take time to get the matrix values. So if I refresh, and do you see this here? What has happened? Stop and 1 in alarm. And automatically, as I have selected the topic, I should receive a notification. And make sure that you need to subscribe to that notification, subscribe to that topic, then only you receive a notification. Otherwise, no. And is this clear how to create an alarms? From EC to console? Online, is this clear? Super. Now I'll show you how to create alarm from CloudWatch. Let's go to CloudWatch. I'm creating one more alarm. Zoom user. Change your name first. Okay. And do you see this here? This is the CloudWatch console dashboard. And you have alarm, in alarm. We have one alarm, no, already. So now in which service that it is showing? EC2. Like this, these alarms can be for every service. CloudWatch can be from every service. CloudWatch can monitor all AWS resources. And you see alarms, logs, and then events. Rest, these are all like, the new ones where it's trying to, AWS is, CloudWatch is trying to enhance. This X-rays and all this is not required for us because this is related to the developers. And you can monitor your internet monitoring also, network monitoring also you can do. But mainly here, it's all about alarms, these logs, and then events. Metrics we know. Okay, now. So now I click on the dashboard. Not dashboard. I click on alarms. I click on all alarms. And do you see this here? We have the alarm, one alarm, which is we have created. Okay. Should I go and create an alarm from here? And by the way, CloudWatch is global or regional? CloudWatch. Huh? CloudWatch is global or regional? Did I told you it is global? Then you have to be very confident. Sir, you didn't told. Sir, didn't told about that. So it's regional. Pakka. CloudWatch is regional. And do you see this here? It is regional. Okay. Should we go and create an alarm from CloudWatch? So let's click on create alarm. So here the UI will change little bit. Here first you need to select what? metric. What's the metric that we're going to select? CP utilization, no. So server 1 is stopped. Let's select for server 2. So let's go and click on select metrics. Nana, yesterday I told you namespaces. Do you see? These are related to the namespaces. Namespaces meaning what? Collection of metrics. So which namespace that I should go for? EC2. Very good. Should I go for auto scaling group or per instance metric? Per instance metrics. And here we have so many. So let's go ahead and then we can search using instance ID. Search it, instance ID. We got this. And out of this, which one we need to select, Nana? You see server 2, CV. So whichever the metrics that you are interested in, you can select it. But at the moment, I'm selecting what? CP dashboard. So click on select metrics. Once you click on select metrics, you will get this page. Metric name, CP relation, instance ID, server name, and this one should be what? Okay, let's do one thing. If the CP relation is less than 10%, this time we'll go and terminate it. So which one I need to select? Minimum or maximum? So let's go for minimum. Period of 5 minutes. Static. So whenever the CP relation is lower than or equal to 10%. So these values can be your wish, that based on your requirement, you need to check it. Okay. So now click on next. There is a question. How many maximum number of alarms can we create for one service? Your wish. Okay. So alarm state trigger. In alarm, okay, insufficient. If the CP relation less than 10%, what should happen in alarm? You want notification, select a notification. You tell me, should I go for lambda actions, auto scaling actions, EC2 actions? Very good. In alarm, okay, it's an alarm. Should I need to stop a terminator rebooter? Select the terminate and click on next. Give the alarm. I call it as low CPU terminate. Next, and then create alarm. And do you all also how to create alarms? From CloudWatch also. So from here, you can create. So see, creating alarm is the same format, but the only, if you go for another service, if you are creating alarm for S3, or if you create alarm for RDS or EFS, whichever service, metric will change. As it is EC2 that we are talking about CP utilization. If it is S3 related metrics will be there. RDS related metrics will be there. Based on your requirement, select it, give the threshold value and create alarms. Mostly alarm is used to get a notification. You have EC2 instances or you have S3 buckets, you have RDS. And if you want to know if the threshold value is going high, you will get a notification. Let's say if the CPU is going greater than 90%, I need to be worried, yes or no? Because the EC2 instance will go down or my application performance will go bad. For that reason, automatically, whenever it is more than 90%, I will receive a notifications. Okay. Now it is already in alarm, this also. Terminate. So if I go here, if I refresh, what will happen? It's gone. Alarms can also do some action. But remember, will you do this stop and terminate in real time? Amma, it's danger, no? If at all you have a requirement, select the actions. Otherwise, not required. Only notification is sufficient. Clear? Online chat, is this clear? So I told you, if you want to create a composite alarms, remember, combination of two alarms is called a composite. So if at all you want to create, select and then create composite alarms. If at all you want, whichever the alarms that you want to select alarms, and then based on it, you can create an alarms. Which one you want, what type of action that you want to take. Okay. Filters is fine. So this is all about here alarms. Easy. Online, is this clear? CC. So Syed, you need to check here in composite alarms whether if you select these two, if you have that, so select this alarm, either you can put or end here. And if you want in alarm notifications and click on next. There is no EC2 actions for composite alarms. Guys, Syed, you understand? There are no, you have only Lambda actions or you can have a system manager actions where you don't have, see, what I meant to say here is, the question here is from Syed is, guys, if we have two alarms, two machines will get stopped or only one machine is the question. So what I'm saying is when you're creating a composite alarms, there is no EC2 actions only. Alarms is not taking any actions. You have actions only for Lambda. So you need to write a script in order to stop the machine if required. Okay. Super. Now it has become too insufficient. Why? There is a question. Sir, for EC2 instance, if C utilization is greater than 10%, the instance will automatically start or not? Will it start? No. That is a problem. So once EC2 instance is stop, alarm cannot start. So why this is insufficient data? It was in alarm, no? So why it we move to insufficient now? Hmm? Actually, what is insufficient? Hmm? Generally, I told you, no, why, when do we get insufficient? If the EC2 instance is not available, then your alarm will say it is insufficient data. Now it has become insufficient. Why? Because EC2 instance terminated, no? So yeah, are you getting any data? No. So it is meant to insufficient. And this also in alarm, this will also move to insufficient of some time. Okay. So this is all about alarms, how to create an alarms in multiple ways. So as we have learned about EC2 a lot, so I selected EC2 metrics. But in future, if you want to create alarms for S3, RDS, whichever the service, will you able to create? Based on our metrics, you need to select it and give the threshold values. Okay, now let's move to events, Nana. What do we need to create in events? Rules. Remember, we discussed in events, we need to create a event. So click on events. So it will go to which one? Event bridge. So here we need to create a rules. So let me take a real-time scenario now. I told you, you have a machine. Assume that you have an EC2 instance. If someone stopped the EC2 instance, what is that? If someone stopped the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. Or if someone launched EC2 instance, I should receive notification. Or someone terminate the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. So which one should we take? If someone stop or launch, whichever it is. So let's say we'll take stop. If someone stop the EC2 instance, automatically we should receive a notification. See, this is something automatic process, no? So is it possible for us to do it manually? No. So if you get this kind of requirement, what is the first thing that you need to get in your mind? Event bridge. Because if someone stops the EC2 instance, that event will be catched over here. So let's take a scenario now. If someone stopped the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. This is a real-time scenario. Should we implement this? So here we have event bus, Nana. Generally, what is bus? You know bus, no? What does the bus contain? Passengers, no? What does the bus contain? Here event bus contains what? Events. Bus is nothing but it contains events inside it. Generally, why? Because basically what it does is what we can do additionally here is we can share this bus to other account if required. So that if other account wants to access our this account events, they can access it. For that reason, now we are going with the default Broom bus. Okay. Okay. Should we go and create a rule, Nana? Let's click on create rule. Rule name. Should I call it as stop rule? Okay. Which bus is this? Default bus. Okay. Should I go with rule with event pattern or scheduler? Schedule meaning exactly particular time. Do you know the time when the EC2 instance will be stopped? So which one we need to go for? Rule with event pattern. So click on next. Carefully listen. Event source. Which is our source? EC2, no? Which service is our source, Nana? So here event source is our AWS only. This is sample event. Ignore it. Okay. Event source is which service? AWS service. Which service, Nana? EC2, no? So let's select EC2. I told you this event bridge contain all services. Yes or no? Event bridge will be having all the services, whichever the services that you are interested, you need to select that. So now I have a requirement for which service? EC2 service. I selected EC2. Okay. Now in EC2, I told you there are categories. See these categories and tell me which category I need to select based on our requirement now, based for the task. Which one? Excellent. So as we have a requirement for when someone stopped the EC2 instance, we need to select that. Let's say if someone creating a volume, which one I need to use? Volume, correct? So based on your requirement, you need to select the category here. So as I have a requirement, so I need to go for, wait is that? EC2 instance state change notification. Which change, Nana? Chitty, you are interested? Only stopper, stopping, stopper. If you select any state, what will happen? If the EC2 instance stop also, terminate also, or reboot also, you will get. But I want specific state. Which state? Stopping, stopped. Did we learn this? All these things? 6 states. Okay. Now, on which EC2 instance that you are interested? Any instance, specific instance. If you take any instance, what happen? If you have 50 machines, all 50 machines, someone stop also, automatically you receive an event. If you select all instance, it will apply for all instance. But if you want to specific instance, you can put a ID here. Let's say I'm taking this ID, for example. I'm taking a sample ID. I have this ID. Go ahead and put it. Can I add multiple IDs if required here? Can add multiple IDs. Clear? Now click on next. Target. If okay, now I created a rule. If someone stopped the EC2 instance, what should I receive? Notification, no? So which service is the target here for us? Excellent. SNS topic. Which topic? This topic. Click on next, next, and then create rule. Khatam. Do you understand how to create a rule? Now, can you create a rule for someone launch EC2 instance? So which state that you need to select? Watcha. Do you have any launch state? Which state? Pending running. Which one? Pending run. If you select pending running, if someone launches EC2 instance, you see an invocation. Yes or no? Let's say you have a fresh EC2, a fresh account, AWS account. And if you want to know if someone launched EC2 instance, I should receive notifications. Can you create a rule for this? Clear? Is it clear online? So like this, you can create any type of rules here. For any service also, you can create a rule. Okay. Now next, let us take another bloody real-time requirement where if I have a EC2 instances exactly at 9 o'clock, it should stop. Morning at 9 o'clock, it should start. How do we do it using? Should we do it now? Sir, if we select both pending and running, we get 2 notifications for one EC2 instance, correct? You selected. So it will go either pending, running. You will get only one notification there. Yeah, Ibrahim. Okay, Nana. So before that, before we set up the Lambda function, so we need to know the steps, no? You need to know the step. Tell me first what we need to create. Tell me first what we need to create. Instances, no? So first, assume we have 2 EC2 instances. How many? You can go with 2 also, 3 also, 4 also, your wish. Huh? I'm just going for 2. So let's say we have this EC2, EC2. Okay, Nana? And then what we need to create is, we need to create an event schedule or not? In EventBridge, what we need to create? We need to create a event. And at what time? 9 p.m. And what we need to create here? Lambda. Yes or no? You need to create a Lambda function. What function, Anna? Stop function. What function is stop function? So which language should we use for this? Python. So let's go with the Python. Okay. Now, question for you. See you guys. Now I have EC2 instance ready. I mean, okay, let me quickly launch EC2 instance. 2 EC2 instances. Let's go and launch instances. How many? 2. Server 3, I'll say. Browse. Okay, this 1A defaults. And launch. Okay. I call this as server 4. Okay. Now how many? I have 2 machines ready. Tell me clearly here. Now I have these 2 machines ready. In EventBridge, I need to create a rule. I need to create what here? A rule. And I need to create a Lambda function. Only these 3. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Now tell me, guys. Does this Lambda function, this Lambda code has permissions to stop the machine? Does the Lambda function has permissions to stop the machine? No. Then how does the Lambda function will get the permissions to stop? Excellent. Which one? Roles. So let's go ahead with the roles. So we need to create a loan. So can I call it as Lambda role, or I call it as Lambda stop role? Lambda stop role. So for this Lambda stop role, and this Lambda needs to be attached to whom? I mean, this role need to attach to whom? Lambda function. Yes or no? Now you tell me, for this Lambda role, what kind of permissions I need to give? EC2 permissions. Fantastic. Which one? Is it good to give EC2 full access or inline permissions? Inline. So what I need to do is instead of EC2 full permissions, what I do, I'll create a inline policy. What does it do is only stop and start. That's it. So can I say EC2 stop and start policy? Can I create it? Yes or no? Okay. So this is the architecture. Now you tell me with based on the steps, which one need to be created first and next? Tell me, what is the first step? Launcher EC2 instances. This is number one. Next, we need to create a role inline first. Then first we need to create a inline policy. Then, okay. Then Lambda function, and then super. You guys are super. So once we did, Lambda function will go and stop the machines. Clear? By seeing this easily, you can understand what to create, what not to create. See this diagram. And for Lambda, I told you already a little bit of Lambda. Lambda is server-based or serverless? Serverless. Lambda is global or regional? Regional. So Lambda supports different type of languages. Which is the most commonly used one? Python. Right? Can we say that Lambda is for automation purpose? Yes. So in Lambda, for developers, they'll use it for development. AWS engineers and solution architects, for automation purpose, will use Lambda. So in order to know about little bit more on Lambda, you need to know for certifications, you will get some certification questions in Lambda. I'll give few questions here. Please write down. It's very important. I call it as Lambda limits. There is a question, let us take. Sir, if we stop the instance also, it is billable. Why we should stop? Did I told you if it stop, it is billable? But volume is billable. In your free tier is billable? No. So instead of stopping, we can leave it running, or to stop the bill, we can terminate also. Okay. Ajay Reddy is asking. You understand the question? Two things. Let me talk about free tier or after free tier. In free tier, I would not recommend you to stop the machines. I would recommend to terminate it. Why? Because you need to practice a lot, and you will get to know how to launch EC2 instance. You will get habituating of launching the machines. If you launch one EC2 instance and stop it and start it, do you learn anything there? No. For that reason, that's why I said I always ask you to terminate. So terminate meaning you don't have volumes also, you don't have nothing, it's clean. In free tier, if you stopped the machine, and by the way, in free tier, do we have any bill? If you're using T2 Micro, you don't have bill. So let's say you have stopped the machine. Is there any bill for this? No, because you are in the free tier. When you stop, definitely for EC2 instance, you don't have bill. But in the backend, EBS volume is there now. How much GB? For Windows, 30 GB. For Linux, 10 GB. So in your free tier, EBS volume 30 GB is free and 10 GB is free for Linux. So you don't get charged. This is in the free tier. And if it is not in free tier, after 1 year, assume that you have T2 Micro and you have T2 small or bigger, whichever it is, you have stopped the EC2 instance. AWS will charge for the EC2 instance. AWS will not charge for the EC2 instance, but AWS will charge for the backend EBS volumes. So in real time, do we have only 30 GB C drive? No, you will increase it to 100, 200 also. So AWS will charge for the EBS volume. So in this case, if you want to skip the bill, you need to stop the machine. So AWS will not bill for your EC2 instance, but AWS will bill for your volumes. And if you don't want to have a bill at all, you need to terminate it. But in real time, you need to make sure, you need to double check whether you need to terminate the machine or not. You understand? This is on the billing. Ajay, clear? So please write down. So lambda limits in execution. So memory allocation 128 MB to 10 GB. Guys, these are very important certification questions. Maximum seconds, 15 minutes. Okay, see you. So we have the lambda limits that you need to know as part of certification. You know, lambda is serverless, lambda is for automation purpose and all, lambda is regional and all. And as lambda is serverless, do you need to set up any server to use lambda? No. So if you go to lambda directly, you have option create lambda function. That's it. And you need to create a lambda function. And while creating the lambda function, you need to select in which language that you are creating it. Which language? Python. So we'll select a Python. Okay. Once you create it, then it will ask Babu, put the code. We need to write the code or not? So based on requirement, you put the code inside it and then save it. That's how you create a lambda function. Lambda functions are lazy. Lazy. When you create a lambda function, you'll just simply sitting it. Lambda function is simply sitting it. Someone should come, hey, get up. Then it will get up and it will execute. So lambda functions are not billable if it is sitting quiet. If you have 10, 20, 100 lambda functions, so AWS will not charge for it. Lambda functions, whenever it is executing, here in our case, exactly at 9 o'clock, our event bridge will go and trigger whom? Lambda function. In Lambda function, we have written a stop function, no? That code, and that code will be executed at 9 o'clock. How much time will it execute for 1 hour? Few seconds, milliseconds it will execute. AWS will charge only for that milliseconds. How good is that? AWS will not charge for the Lambda function. AWS charge only for the execution time. And this Lambda function, is it good to execute for so much of time? No. In your application also, your generally in your functions also will execute only for limited period of time. And here, maximum execution time is 15 minutes. How much? 900 seconds. Lambda function maximum can be executed. Lambda function can be executed maximum for how much time? 15 minutes. But within 1 second, Lambda function will be executed, or maximum 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes maximum. But here, the maximum you can go for 15 minutes. And as it is serverless, we need to allocate some RAM to the Lambda function or not. So by default, it is how much RAM? 128 MB. Say that. 128 MB. By default, it is 128 MB. But maximum, how much you can allocate? Remember that. And whenever you're uploading, So people that these developers write the code, no? And when they're writing the code, they'll use something called environment variables. How much size that you can have maximum? 4 KB. How much, Nana? 4. And when you're writing a Lambda code, sometimes you need to upload the libraries and binaries and all these things. So all these things can be stored temporarily in a temporary storage, or we can call it as ephemeral storage. Remember ephemeral storage? What is ephemeral storage? Temporary, no? ISV. So here also you have a temporary storage, and how much is the by default image? How much? 512 MB, but maximum storage can be 10 GB. And one Lambda function can be executed 1,000 times at a time. How many triggers can be triggered Lambda function? 1,000 triggers can trigger it. Parallelly 1,000 times it will run. You can increase also if required. And sometimes you can write the code and paste it in the Lambda function, or some people what they do, they'll upload the zip file. They'll write the code, Python code, and they will put the zip file and upload the zip file. Like that also you can upload. But zip file can be how much? 50 MB. So these things are important to know. Should we go and set it up this? Huh? Please see the diagram. What is the first step? First step we are already done. We have launched the machines. What is the second steps now? We create a policy. Is it good to create a full axis or only stop and start? Only stop and start, no? So very good thing is, if you go to internet, you have a step-by-step article is there. I'll give you that as a reference to you, okay? So AWS EC2 instance, stop and start using Python. This one. Do you see this now? So I'm giving this URL to the online. See? How do I use Lambda to stop and start EC2 instance at regular intervals? Okay, I don't go through this. We'll do it ourselves. Okay. So first, what we need to create? We need to create a policy, no? So let's go to IAM. And this policy should contain only stop and start. And also, Lambda is serverless, no? If you execute Lambda, how do you know that Lambda function has executed successfully or it failed to execute? We need to see the logs. Lambda will generate the logs. And that Lambda logs can be pushed to the CloudWatch logs. All Lambda functions logs will be pushed to where? CloudWatch logs. I'll show you that also. So let's go to policies, create a policy. So you don't need to bang your head to create a policy. The policy is readily available here. Okay. Tell me, what is this policy is doing? Version statement is common, effect allow, action. So it is creating the logs or not? Remember yesterday I told you about log group and I told you about log stream. Log stream is nothing but the instance ID, no? Remember, if you have 10 machines, 10 machines will send the logs to the CloudWatch logs. How do you identify which machine? So instance ID will be created. That instance ID is nothing but log stream. And it is putting the logs. And what is doing here? Only start and stop permission. To which resource? Any EC2 instance. Should I take it and create a policy? Take this. Which one I need to choose here? Visual or JSON? JSON. Delete all the things and then boom. Next, call it as start and stop policy. What start and stop? Okay. So let's go and create policy. Done now. What is the next step? We need to create a Chitti. What is we need to create? Next, we need to create a role. So create a role. What is the trust identity here? Excellent. So AWS, here I need to select which one? Lambda. Next, here we need to select which service? The one which we have created. EC2 stop and start and stop policy. Next, role lambda stop and start role. Okay. Create role. Now everyone understood how to create an policy and then role? What is the next step? We have to create a lambda function. Should we go to lambda and create a function? Let's go to lambda. Okay, now I told you lambda is regional, and directly what you need to create a function. There is nothing directly. You need to talk about code only here. So let's go to create a function. What is the function name? Stop function. Which language we need to select here? Huh? Python. x86 or ARM? Uh-huh. Change default execution role. Did we create a role? Select this. First, second, third. Second, which one? Okay. Click on create function. You know how to create a function? And here we need to put your code. Here is the code. Don't worry. We have the code also readily available here. Ammaya, huh? Okay. Huh? Real time. So here, so copy. Okay. Copy this. And if you want to tell me what is this code doing, see here. Boto3, it's importing this Boto3, which is used for your Python. Region is a variable. Region is a, and do you think we should change this or not? Where? Where are our EC2 instances? AP minus south minus 1. And region value is AP minus south minus 1. Next, we have instances. Instances is array. What is that? Array. Huh? Array. What is array? What is array? List of items or collection of items. So here, this is one item and this is the second item. So what we need to put here? Instance IDs, no? Should I go here? Select server 3, copy instance ID, put it over here. And go to server 4 and then put it over here. Like this, can I put it how many ever I want? Yes. And then EC2 you're calling Boto3 client. Which service? Which region that we are passing here? Mumbai. And then you're creating a definition here. And what is the method that you're saying here? Stop instances. Instances is nothing but is a variable here. All these value will come and sit inside the instances. And these instances are stopping one by one here. And printing stopped your instances. What are the instances that it got stopped? All the instances are printed over here. Oh, you got Python also. Should I copy this? And then paste it, remove this, put it over here. Okay, na? And we need to save this, no? Save here nothing but deploy. No. Saved. It is saved. Okay. So stop function is saved. And this stop function is just created. Someone is calling stop function. No, we need to call. No, who will call? This lambda function, who will call? Event bridge will call. Fantastic. Which one? Event bridge. So before that, here, do you see this here? We have the code. This is the code where you need to put the code. Can you test the code here itself? No, no, you can test it here also. I'll show you how to test. Huh? You can monitor. I told you CloudWatch can monitor Lambda functions also. Yes. Do you see how many invocations are happening? How many errors are there? How much duration your each Lambda is running? Everything it is there. Configuration. And I told you what is the default memory that you get? 128 MB. How much ephemeral storage? 512 MB. What is the default timeout here? 3 seconds. So if your Lambda function is it's timeout, like if it is not working, then it will time out in 3 seconds. So if at all you want to change all these things, you can change it. Developers will take it here. And then do you see we have the stop function here? Do we have any trigger? So who will trigger? Event bridge will trigger. Should we go to event bridge? And then we need to create a rule. Yes or no? What is the next step here? I created a Lambda function. What is the next step? Create a rule. Let's create a rule. Call it as Lambda stop is equal to something. Here we need to select which one? Yes, we need to select a schedule. Continue to create a rule. And yesterday I told you about the cron job. What is that? Cron job. Cron job meaning here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 segments are there. And each segment represents something. The first one represent minutes. Second one represent hours. Third one represent day of month, day of week, year. So based on that, if you put it, so what is our requirement? 9 o'clock every day, na only once. Every day, 9 o'clock, we should run this. We need to create a cron job. For that, how do we do? Do you see here? So these are all the fields. Yeah, correct. Fields. And here, do you see? If you take one sample here. Okay. At what time I need to run? Night. Night meaning here? How much time? Night meaning 21. 0 minutes. 21 every day. Star meaning every day, every year, every month, every day of the month. So do you see? You can go with either UTC or go with the local time. So exactly at night, 9 o'clock in UTC time, it will go and stop the machine. Do you need to really wait for 9 o'clock? You can go and check your nearest time, no? Go here, UTC time. How much? 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. meaning? Okay. Yeah, 13. Is that how much? 11, huh? Okay, 11. So I'll put 15. So exactly at this time, machines will be, what Lambda function will be invoked, and then Lambda function will go and stop the machines. So click on next. And what is our target? Whom I need to call? Huh? Lambda. You need to call Lambda. Which function? Stop function. Next, create. Understood? So exactly at that time, now Lambda function will execute. So do I need to wait for the time? No need. So what I do, either you can wait for the time, or what I can do, do we have any trigger here? No trigger, no. If I refresh it, who will the trigger here? Event bridge is the trigger. So event bridge will come here. See, if I refresh. Can you send the destination also? Destination means can you receive notification, SNS, can you put it? However you want to do it, you can do it. So either you can wait for the time, or what you can do is you can test the function from here also. You can test the function from here also. How do we test? Click on tester. Just give the name called test something. And now, should I test it? Now, if I test it, what will happen? This Lambda function will execute and my EC2 instance will be stopped or not. Either you test it from here or wait for the time. So what I'm doing here, I'm testing from here. So click on now, test. See, it's executing and it has generated the logs or not. And these logs are stored where? CloudWatch logs. These logs are stored where? CloudWatch. And what does it says? See, stopped your instances. So machines are getting stopped or not? And how much time it took? 853 milliseconds. And build duration is only 854 milliseconds. And how much memory maximum it took? 128 MB only. So it's very cheaper or not? See? Otherwise, this Python function you need to put in EC2 and from EC2 you need to run. You need to pay for EC2, no? No need. So come to Lambda function and write it, no? Yes or no? Hmm? If I go to EC2 now, these two should be, should I refresh? Gone. Not terminate, stop, no, I used. Not terminate, stop. Stopping, stop, but it's already stopped, no? So can you write a Lambda function for start? Similar way, create a start Lambda function, create one more event here. You understand? Guys, online, is this clear, Nana? Hmm? Is it clear? So, yes, of course, Nitish, you can use this Lambda functions for application APIs also, 100%. It will really work very nice with APIs, Lambdas. Okay, Nana? Any questions still here? So what are the things that we did? We created alarms, we created events, and we created Lambda. What is left? Log. Should we do logs? Yes? Easy. It's easy, very easy. Okay. Online, is this clear, Nana? So to set up the logs, first we need to launch an EC2 instance or not? We need to launch a EC2 instance. Once we launch the EC2 instance, what we do? Here. What we do? We launch one EC2 instance. Nana, this time, you know what EC2 instance that I'm launching? Which one? Amazon Linux, little bit different. So this is the EC2 instance, Amazon Linux. Okay. And it contains logs. Machine contains logs. Either it can be application logs, either it can be system logs. Any logs, yes or no? Any logs, I want these logs to be pushed to CloudWatch logs. Now, instead of taking application logs, can I take system logs? Every machine has the logs or not? So now what I do is, I'll push these logs to where? I'll push these logs to where? CloudWatch logs. I'll push this to the CloudWatch logs. So what I need to install here inside this machine? And what is the, and we need to create an IAM role need what permissions? CloudWatch permissions. And the IAM role need to be attached to whom? We discussed this yesterday. Should we go and do this? See this diagram once for a few seconds. Okay, ready? Let's go and launch instance. I call it as CloudWatch logs demo. Browse more AMI. Which AMI I need to use here? Amazon Linux 2, I'll use it. Free tier. Which is Amazon Linux? First or second? Second one. Amazon Linux 2, I'll use. You also use Amazon Linux 2. Okay. And I go with 5:30 p.m. batch. Edit it. I go with 1A. Default. And then I'll go in. Launch this. So Nana, do you understood what I'm doing? Okay. So let us wait until this is up. So meanwhile, should we go and create a role? Okay, Nana? You tell me. So let's create a role. And what is the trust identity? Why you're stuck in Lambda? We are not doing Lambda now. EC2, no? Which one? EC2. Because we are attaching to EC2. And what kind of permissions that you give? CloudWatch permissions. So I call it as CloudWatch full access. A role, can I call it as CloudWatch log role? Okay, now? Should we go and attach this role to the EC2 instance? How? Select the EC2 instance and actions, security, modify M role, refresh. Which role is that? CloudWatch log role. Understood? Now what we do? We log into the EC2 instance and install agent. And by the way, if I go to CloudWatch, where is CloudWatch? If I go to CloudWatch, Lambda has generated logs or not? So you see, if we expand the logs here, log groups, you see a Lambda function logs here. You see, stop function logs. If we go inside this, do you see the log stream here? Direct some directory, and do you see the logs? Whose logs is this? Lambda logs. So similarly now, we'll get the logs from EC2. Let's log in to the EC2. Take the IP address. Should I check my security group or not? No. Which one? See, SS is not there. Save rules. Appearance. Open. What is the username? Minus user. Okay. Here we need to install CloudWatch logs. Remember, what is the first command that you need to use it? Sudo minus yes. What is that? Sudo minus yes. That meaning here we are in which user? EC2 minus s. So we need to, if you go to sudo minus s, you will go to the root. Write down your book. First command is sudo minus user. And we need to install CloudWatch agent, no? So what is the command to install CloudWatch agent? Write down yum install minus y AWS logs. yum install -y AWS logs. So that is the command to install a CloudWatch agent. CloudWatch agent. Okay. Enter. Install. Everyone. So what is the command to install CloudWatch agent? Yum install -y AWS logs. So once you install, Nana, it will create 2 files. How many files it will create? You know where is that? Write down cd etc AWS logs. Write down, go to that. Write down. cd space /etc /AWS logs. Enter. What is the command to list the files? ls. Nana, do you see 2 files got created? What are those 2 files? awscli.conf, awslogs.conf. Write down 2 files will get created. What? Write down those 2 files. 2 files are getting created. awscli.conf, awslogs.conf. Okay. So what is the first file? awscli.conf. If I want to see the data content of the file, what's the command that we use? Cat. What's that? Cat awscli.conf. Write down command. Cat awscli.conf. See, Nana, if I enter it, this is the content that it contained in that file. Do you see something weird here? Which one? Region, no? So we need to change that or not? Yes or no? So we need to now edit this file, awscli.conf. So what is the command to edit? vi. What is it, Nana? So write down vi awscli.conf. vi awscli. Now enter. Okay. Once you enter it, okay, go here. Nana, in are you okay? You have not joined Linux classes yet. So you have 2 modes here: insert mode, command mode. What's that? Insert mode, command mode. So you need to press I. What you need to press? See, I'm pressing I. If I press I, it go into the insert mode. So write down there, press I. If you don't know how to edit it, write. Otherwise, not edit. Press I. Press I and then change it. See, I'm changing this AP minus south minus 1. Press I. Press I and change region name. AP minus south minus 1. Change that. So now we need to save it or not. So what is the command to save? Yes. First you need to press escape. Press escape and then type :WQ exclamatory. Press escape and then type :WQ exclamatory. Enter. Now got saved. Okay. So now our logs will be saved in which region? Mumbai region. That the CloudWatch is regional, no? Okay. So now we have seen this AWS CLI. Now let's see this file. What is another file we have? awslogs.conf. So what is the command to see the content of the file? Cat. So write down now cat awslogs.conf. Little bit heavy today? No, na? Yes, sir? No. Huh? No problem. If you try to do it, I'm going very slow, but you need to get habituated to that also little bit. Huh? Nice. Cat awslogs.conf. If you enter this, don't worry about all these things. If you come down, do you see this file? No, no. This is called log path. What is that? See, whenever you install an application, the logs will be in some directory, no? Logs will be in some directory. Let's say you have installed Apache. Apache logs will be in /var/apache/logs, something. Some directory will be there. So whichever the logs that you want to push to the CloudWatch logs, you need to put the path here. So please write down file is equal to var log messages is a log path. At the moment, this is my system logs. Var log messages is my system logs. But in real time, can you put your application log path? You can put it. So this is the application log path. So here you need to modify in real time. Here you need to modify the log path. If you have whichever the logs that you want to push it to CloudWatch log, that directory path, you need to put it here. Okay, now? Okay. So basically, you don't need to do anything here. So finally, what you need to do, we have installed CloudWatch agent. We need to start the agent or not. So the command to start is, write down please, systemctl start AWS logs T. Systemctl start AWS logs T. Now enter. See, Nana, now I have entered. So that meaning CloudWatch agent service got started or not. Now this agent will check that log path, whatever the logs are there. Whatever the logs are there, in which path? Var log messages. All that messages now will be pushed to the CloudWatch. Should we go and check in CloudWatch logs now? See here, go to CloudWatch, and we have only one log. If I refresh it, do you see this? This is called log group. Go inside it. They have instance ID, log stream. And these are the logs of the machine. See? These are the logs of the machine. So whenever the machine generating the logs, automatically these logs will generate here. If any new log comes there in machine, that new logs also will come here, will push automatically. So do I need to log into the EC2 instance every day now? Not required. So if you have 10 machines, on all 10 machines, run this command. Install agent, whatever we did, do everything for all 10 machines. All 10 machines will push the logs here. Where now we have log stream is one EC2 instance is there. Like this, 10 IDs will come. And each and individual logs will be there. So you don't need to log into the machine anymore. Clear? That's all. Clear? Huh? But you understood, no? Little bit. So you cannot be a baby all the time, no? You need to take up little bit more. Right? So today what we have discussed creating alarms. We have discussed creating events. We have discussed Lambda, and we have discussed the CloudWatch logs. 4 items. Easy. If you start doing it, little bit practice, automatically you get it. Did you wrote all the comments, Rana? Dynamic, Vital. It is dynamic. So if you want to take the screenshot, you can take it of the comments. Very good, Nitish. That is the task, that exploring task that I'm going to do. So guys, I did it on Linux machine. The exploring task for you would be doing it in Windows machine. Okay. So what I do is I'll put the tasks in the Google Classroom. Once you're done with it, what you need to do? Cleanup is important. Yes or no? So select all. And then Terminate. Very important. Select alarms. Select all and then delete. And here, dashboard is there. What is that? From here, dashboard, you can create a dashboard, your own dashboard. Call it as my dash. No. My uh, test test dashboard. Okay. So if you create it, you can see all the metrics in one place. Okay, I'll see it. I'll put it in line. So select your metrics, whichever the metrics that you are interested. I'm selecting, for example, some metric. There's nothing here. I don't, okay. Create widget. And do you see it's here? So like this, you can have all the metrics can be monitored in one place. It will be really helpful in for real time. If you want to monitor multiple things, you create a dashboard and put it in one monitor. And your L1 team will be there, no support team. They'll see this monitor, everything like, in ISRO people will see, monitor in a big. Similarly, here also in real time, we put that in monitor and we'll create a dashboard and all the metrics you can see it here. And whenever you see something red, hey, something CPU is going high here on this machine, you will get to know. So this is for dashboards. So yeah, deleting it. So delete the alarms. And this cleanup is important. I'm telling you again and again. Delete it. Very importantly, logs. Don't keep the logs because that will be charged. I'm telling you. Okay. Delete it immediately. Once you're done with it, select this and then delete it. And then rules we have done now. So 2 rules we have done. Delete it. And lambda also we have done now. Delete it. Okay. Is it clear, Nana? Will you able to do this practicals? And tomorrow we have class. Okay. So tomorrow we'll take up the another service. Meanwhile, please complete these practicals. Okay. Sorry, I took 6 minutes extra. So can you give me the final CC for today, please? Meanwhile, please take a screenshot. Okay. Can you give the final CC for today, please? Online. CC with smile. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Don't miss the class.